Good morning, everybody. I wanted to jump on this morning and talk about a few things. Mainly, this video will talk about how to finish strong with the week 2 materials from Module 1. And then I'll also get a little more detailed about my math lab and how to get the best grade possible in my math lab work. But a few preliminary things before I get started. One is I wanted to make sure everybody knew about the question and answer forum in Moodle. So if you go on the left-hand side, you'll see about 5 sections down this course announcements and QA forum. So any general questions you have about the course, I'd really, rather than emailing me personally, I'd rather you post them here so that everyone in the class has access to your question and my answer. I've already gotten 2 questions this week that I shared with the course. With the class. One I accidentally put in announcements, but it was about the comprehension check. The student wanted to know how much your comprehension check counted in your grade. It is a very small part. It is one of many daily grades, and the daily grade is only 10% of the course. And in just a minute, when I get into my math lab, I'll talk a little bit more about how to do your best in the comprehension check. The second question I posted in the right place in the question and answer forum. So if you click on this, you should see the questions that are being asked. So someone also asked a question about the midterm proctoring options. So they said, is there an option to take the proctored exam from home? So the midterm exam is coming up next week. And yes, there is an option to take the midterm at home using our proctoring service Respondus. Sorry, I paused because I also put an excerpt from your course syllabus about that, but I don't see it here, so it must not have posted in the message. But I will be posting more information about the options for the midterm exam in Moodle this week. Okay, so now to get to the main topic of this video, and that is how to finish strong this week. So if you go to week 2, we are wrapping up week 2 by hopefully finishing up all the assignments in my math lab. I just synced the grades from my math lab for everything that was due last week. So your comprehension checks were due on Friday, and then all the homework in math lab was due on Sunday. So those grades are in, and if you did not do those, you got a 0. So you may see that your grade has really fallen. The good news is you can still do those assignments in my math lab. However, there is a 10% deduction per day, so you want to get those done as soon as you can. I usually pull grades into Moodle about once a week from my math lab. So next week when I pull those grades in, you'll see the zeros overlaid with what you got when you went in and completed that assignment. So the next thing that's due is the apportionment lab. That is due tonight at midnight, and I'm going to do a separate video after this one to talk about the apportionment lab. The last thing is you have the practice quiz. It had a due date of last night. However, the practice quiz does not count in your grade, so you can still do the practice quiz. You can do it as many times as you'd like, and I would recommend you take the practice quiz until you're happy with that grade, and then you've know that you're ready to take the real quiz. And the real Module 1 quiz is in my math lab, and it is due to be done Tuesday, tomorrow at midnight. It is not proctored, so whenever you're ready, you can just go in my math lab and take the Module 1 quiz. It is open note, so don't feel like you're cheating to have your notes available. So you can go in there and take that quiz, and it is timed to 60 minutes. All right, so the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is how to do your best in my math lab. So I went ahead and opened my math lab, and you can see all these assignments that are marked past due were due last week. So all the homework was due Sunday, with the exception of the comprehension checks that were due Friday. So the comprehension checks are designed for you to check your reading in the section that they're assigned to. So for 2A, you should go in. Remember, you can go to your e-text. The quickest way is to go to chapter contents and open up 2A. Read through that section. And then when you feel ready, you can go ahead and attempt these questions. Again, it is not cheating to have your book open while you're answering these questions. As a matter of fact, I strongly encourage you to do that because the questions can be really tricky. So you want to access that part of the book, reference that material, that like question 1 will come up momentarily. So it's probably about some vocabulary, the word per, what it means in mathematics. So you'll need to look for that in section 2A, and when you think you know it, then you can answer it. My word of caution in the comprehension checks is that you get 1 attempt per question, and that is, most of them are multiple choice, so it's to keep students just from finding out the answer by process of elimination by continuing to answer until you figure out which one it is. So you get 1 attempt per question, so you want to make sure you know your answer is right before you submit it for grading. The other thing that is past due are your homework. So I wanted to talk a little bit about your homework. So in regular homework, non-comprehension checks, you actually get 3 attempts per question, and then you actually get 3 questions. So you get a total of 9 tries on the homework. So you really want to do the homework until you get 100. And I also wanted to mention that there are a few help features that might be able to help you. So let me get to a question that's less vocabulary and more mathematics. All right, so this question is asking, if a person is paid $510 for 23 hours of work, what is the person's hourly wage? So if you're not sure how to work this problem, there's a few things that you can do. You can click on Help Me Solve This, and that will actually help you solve this actual problem. But then when you get out of it, you'll have another one to solve on your own before it will give you credit. There's View an Example. That will give you an example of something like this question, and then when you come back, you'll have to complete this question. And then there's Get My Help, and you can access a video here, the textbook, or you can send me an email. This is really helpful for me if you want to ask me about a homework question, because it will actually send me a link to the question you're on. My only request is that if you do have a question about homework, don't just say, how do I work this? I want you to tell me what you did to try to work that, and then what answer you got, and that will help me be efficient in answering you and trying to figure out what went wrong. All right, so again, the homeworks you want to try to get a 100. The comprehension checks, you want to make sure you have the book open when you do them. And then finally, before you take your Module 1 quiz, that real quiz that you see, it's coming, you want to take, so the real quiz will say Module 1 quiz, and see how you have 0 of 1 attempts here. And this is 0 of infinitely many. So take this practice quiz, take it multiple times until you're happy with the grade you've gotten and you feel ready, and then go in and take that Module 1 quiz. And if you have any questions, let me know. You can schedule an appointment with me to go over the practice quiz if you want to as well before you take your Module 1 quiz. That's why there's kind of a 2-day buffer there. You can take the practice quiz by Sunday at midnight, and then if you want to make an appointment to go over it with me either Monday or Tuesday, you can do that, and I'll do that through Zoom. If you want to do even an evening appointment, I'm open to that. You'll just have to send me an email to schedule evening appointments. And then when you feel ready, you can take that Module 1 quiz. All right, so I'm just looking at my notes. The only other thing I wanted to let you know is that I have graded workbook 1 and 2 in Moodle. So those you will see in the grade book as well. And I'm going to try to get workbook 3 graded today. So I'll send an email once all 3 of those are graded. All right, if you have any questions, please let me know. And don't forget, you can always schedule an appointment with me in Moodle. All you have to do is go to this section of Moodle, schedule an appointment, and you can do that with me whenever you'd like. All right, thank you.